the problem with the communication model is that arrow tip right there. I'd like you to imagine you're literally standing on top of that left circle, shooting arrows up and over and landing them on top of the right circle. Co-workers, first time you see them in the parking ramp, see them in the hallway, see them in a meeting, sending a message to them by arrow. Cupid's arrows that attract people to you, your ideas, and your organization, or enemy arrows that simply drive people away. Sad thing is, there's nothing in between. People either like you or they don't. People either trust you or they don't. People either do what you ask or they just won't. Now, between each and every one of us, there's 6 perceptions going on all at the same time. Who I think I am, who I believe who you think I am, and then really who you think I am. And then from your side of the relationship, who you think you are, who you believe I think you are, and really who I think you are. So there's about 50 of us in the room. That's 300 perceptions going on all at the same time, trying to figure out, are you buying into this, going to make that adjustment? A lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to perception. But that's what gives us a chance to create a climate or culture where we work or recreate it just in how we interact. Now, according to a book called Secrets of Successful Speakers, it claims half the impact on how you perceive me occurred in the first 5 minutes. For the entire hour we spend together, half of how you perceive me occurred in the first 5 minutes. So how'd you perceive me in the first 5 minutes? Jack and unbuttoned, hand in my pocket, said a few silly things. This is where we have the lively interaction between the speaker and the participant. Warm and bubbly. Positive. Well, we can keep going with these. Let's say instead I start with my jacket button and I said, good morning, my name is Kit Welchlin. Today I'll be sharing with you some strategies and techniques that will work if you put them to work. Now, how do you perceive me?
You're stiff.
Stiff? Boring? Opinionated? If you want any opinions, I'll tell you mine.
Arrogant.
Arrogant? Wow. Well, I won't do that. But let's say instead I think, well, it's kind of warm in this room. It's kind of cool outside. I think maybe what I'll do, instead of wearing that jacket, I'll just go ahead and start the presentation by putting on this sweater. So instead I start by saying, good morning, my name is Kit Welchlin, and today I'll be sharing with you some strategies and techniques that will work if you put them to work. Now, how do you perceive me? Mr. Rogers. That's going to be some real hard-hitting information, huh? You're going to be afraid I'm going to move into your neighborhood. So I think, well, that sweater's kind of silly, the jacket's kind of formal, looks a little sloppy unbuttoned. So I think maybe what I'll do instead, I'll just go ahead and start in my shirt and tie. So instead I start by saying, good morning, my name is Kit Welchlin, and today I'll be sharing with you some strategies and techniques that will work if you put them to work. Now, how do you perceive me?
Hands-on.
Hands-on. It's going to be a lot of work. Hope you registered. It's going in your personnel file whether or not you attended this. Going to be a little harder hitting all of a sudden, isn't it? Now, all I did is I put on a jacket, buttoned up that jacket, put on a sweater, rolled my sleeves. For the most part, all I did was change clothes. But it instantly changes the way you perceive me. It may take as little as 100 milliseconds, a tenth of a second, to form an impression of another person to decide whether or not he or she is attractive, trustworthy, competent, and likable. Tenth of a second. It takes 2/10 of a second time to change a facial expression. We're late. Tenth of a second. According to Princeton University, that's less time than it takes to form a rational thought. Take a look at that list. Attractive, trustworthy, competent, and likable. If it took 10 years to be accused of that, it'd be worth it.